It's another sad day in Nigeria. Guys, this time Anthony Joshua was involved in a ghastly motor accident that resulted in the death of two persons traveling with him. So, you know Anthony Joshua now, the world champion, the boxer. You know he's Nigerian and he's always been true to his Nigerian roots, right? And he comes home often. He comes to Nigeria often. He's from Shagamu. That's where the family house is located. Apparently he touched down Nigeria today, 29th of December 2025, shortly after his match against Jake Paul now that he won. That one we are still celebrating. Baba came to Nigeria and he was traveling to Shagamu. So it was in Ogun State, right? The express road. And that was when his vehicle collided with a parked truck, a lorry on the road. Apparently they were trying to overtake, and for whatever reason they swerved and they hit the parked vehicle. And thankfully, fortunately and quite unfortunately, because of the location of where he sat, he sat directly behind the driver. So there was somebody he sat behind the driver. There was somebody in the passenger seat beside the driver, and there was somebody beside him. Those two guys, the ones beside the driver and the other passenger beside him, passed on immediately from the force of collision. The car right off. You just understand that kind of collision, very head on at a very fast speed. The collision occurred and that happened. So officials, of course, road officials, eyewitnesses came to help and all of those things. And video trending has him groaning and just, they are trying to take him. Now, people are beginning to raise concerns, right? Because they're like, how come, even though I don't even know how to explain this. They are saying that, yes, the rescue operation happened. They tried to take him to the hospital and all that, but not in an ambulance. There was no first aid, no emergency response or, respond officer or squad on ground. They put him, somebody that obviously is injured, just came out of a fatal car accident that saw the death of two people instantly. And these two guys that passed on are said to not even be Nigerians. They are like foreigners. Some of his friends, British guys that came with him into the country. And according to we don't have an official announcement of the guys that passed on, but according to all speculations and from the videos that trended of him coming into Nigeria in the airport and all that, it seemed like two of his best friends, people that he typically comes to Nigeria with, are the ones that also accompanied him on this same trip. And there are allegations and reports that they might be the ones that passed on. He had an escort vehicle that was behind him. Nothing happened to that vehicle. It was his own. The vehicle he was in with his friends that, collided with a parked truck. And two of his friends, who they said might be his best friend, one of his best friends, a British guy, also passed on. Anyways, back to what I was saying. They are saying that somebody just experienced something like that, a traumatic, very emotion-inducing accident, and you guys still put him in the front of a vehicle, not an ambulance, so no first aid responder, nothing, emergency, nothing. And people are now taking him to a hospital, with a private. It's just funny. Some people are like, see, it does not matter the kind of money you have. When Nigeria happens to you, your money cannot really guarantee that you will be treated well at the end of the day, because we don't even have these emergency services, these response services, right, to help you at least get you stable enough to a point where then you can now start using your money to buy comfort and to get all the necessary things. But the first aid you would need, all your money might not be able to get you when Nigeria happens to you. That is what some persons are saying. People are like, is this man going to fault himself for wanting to go to Shagamu? You know, that's where he's from now. He frequents the place. Honestly, I feel like personally, one of the first videos I saw of Anthony Joshua was of him in his childhood home or something like that. The balcony staircase, a storied building, it was in the balcony, it was looking down. There was a picture that trended a couple of years ago, and I thought that was one of my first introduction to Wu Anthony, because then I had to search, who's this person where everybody's talking about for coming to visit his home, and I realized that, oh, this is Anthony Joshua, this is what he does, and all of those things. So it's not like it comes home often. It's quite unfortunate what has happened to him. The federal government of Nigeria has responded. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has responded, saying, "Oh, it's such an immense tragedy, that happened." He prayed for strength, for wisdom and grace for him during the painful period. May God grant him speedy recovery and repose to the souls of the departed. Right? Actually left Anthony Joshua injured, and I was thinking about it like, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Will he be able to get adequate care in Nigeria here, physiotherapy? I don't know what he would need. I don't know the extent of it. It does not look like anything happened to him physically, but maybe emotionally, mentally, and we don't know if there's concussions. We don't know anything. Maybe internal. We don't know this sort of injury he might have sustained given the gravity of the incident. But according to FRSC, Federal Road Safety Corps, they said that the accident was as a result of overspeeding, right? That they hit a stationary truck. So they were traveling above the prescribed speed limit. They lost control while attempting to overtake, and then they crashed into the stationary truck, properly parked by the roadside. Because the persons were like, why would you just park a truck by the roadside? What kind of situation is that on the express? But according to the FRSC, the Corps Marshal, they are saying that the truck was properly parked. It was Anthony Joshua's vehicle that swerved and hit the truck. So they are at fault. And making this statement official, I don't know, is he going to be able to claim insurance? Do you understand? Because he's not dealing, as much as he claims Nigerian roots and all that, I don't think his finances and all of those things is tied to Nigeria. Right? So how is he going to do the insurance part of it, now that the FRSC has quickly brought statements to say that he sort of blaming him, not him particularly, but you understand now, the vehicle he was in for the incident, saying they are the ones at fault. Do you get where I'm coming from? I don't know if you are thinking about it like that, or maybe I'm the one overthinking it. I'd like for you to let me know in the comment section if I'm the one overthinking this whole thing. But of course, we are hopeful that we'll hear further information concerning the state of Anthony Joshua, and then the people that passed on. Maybe they eventually did not pass. Maybe they were able to resuscitate them. That's going to be such wonderful news, because we are just coming from the death of another star in the country, Allwell Ademola, who passed away unexpectedly. Imagine these young men, because Anthony Joshua is in his 30s, right? So imagine him in his 30s, the kind of his friends also, their age, they are going to be in the same age range, right? Or maybe age group, for lack of a better word. They are going to be in the same age group, and somebody who's like 36, 35, 34, they should now pass on just like that. And he just won $92 million, for winning his fight against Jake Paul. Jake Paul actually also has sent his own, public statement to sympathize with Anthony Joshua, saying, basically God is going to take care of him now, because what else will you say? That's what he said. But it's just sad. It's sad that happened to him. Hopefully he will be able to return to Nigeria, and he would go back to his country. I mean, when I say his country, I mean, he'll go back to the US and he'll be fine and stuff like that. Go back to the UK, rather. I said US. Go back to the UK, and he's going to be fine, and his career. This will not be the end of his career. He will not sustain lasting injuries, because I presume that he might not be able to. I don't know if he has any match scheduled. I doubt it, because he's in Nigeria for the festive period, so I don't know about that, but I don't assume he's going to be able to return to the boxing ring anytime soon. But I hope that this does not have a lasting effect on his career. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and bye.